What is up, ladies and gents? What is up? What is up? What is up? Good to see us all here today. I'm excited for today, guys. Say what's up down below. Hopefully, we're doing well. Good to see us all. Rocking and roll. We got Amy in the house. Amy, good to see you as well. Moko, good to see you, sir. Always bringing the energy. Love to see you, bro. Arnav, good to see you. Chris, what's going on? I want to shout you out, Chris. Chris, great stuff. Chris has been consistent, guys, with going to the gym every single day, being on his health and wellness stuff like we've been talking about. I love to see it. Chris, keep it up. You're looking great. Keep it up, brother. Keep posting in the group. And a lot of other people are seeing that. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it too. So Chris, keep doing it, brother. Love to see it. Jared, good to see you, brother. What's going on? Good to see you. As always, we got Jordan well loaded in the house. Jordan, good to see you. Congrats on your consistent 1.5K days. Kirill, good to see you as well. My brother Leon, good to see you, sir. Hopefully all is well. Good to see you. We got Marina in the house as well. Marina, good to see you. Hopefully you are doing well this morning. Muhammad, good to see you as well, sir. Robert, good to see you, brother. Super glad to have you on the session today. Robin, good to see you as well. Ron, good to see you as well, my brother. Ryan, congrats on your progress and movement. Big milestones for you, brother. Love to see you. Congrats again. I'll give you a little shout out in the post this morning as well. Sama, good to see you as well. Excited to get you kicking. We got Teresa as well. Good to see you. Tina as well. Always rocking. Tina, congrats on your first sales and movement. Love to see it. Ty, good to see you as well. Yerson, congrats on your first sales and movement as well. Not even 24 hours in, which is amazing. So, guys, we have a lot to go through today. I want to highlight some names, just like I put in the post, and I want to talk a little bit about what I'm seeing right now. Whew. So, guys, like, whenever I'm always able to see kind of the forefront of movement that typically occurs months after I see these things, right? And if you guys watched masterminds that I've had maybe a year or two ago, I've accurately called these points almost every time, where we'll see a big influx in like new movement and new consistency, and that usually dictates a really big run up the rest of the year. So I'm thinking that this year is going to be sick once again, which is amazing to see, right? It's been great all around. I just want us to know, like, whether you're brand new or better, like from my perspective and what I'm seeing from so many different angles, it's looking like a freaking good year. So I'm excited for that overall. I'm gonna start by sharing my screen now as well, and we'll go ahead and get the ball rolling. And I love the energy down below here in our chat as well, guys. Keep it the frick up, please. That energy is amazing. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to shout out a few of us here, right? Now, literally, guys, this is just from like the last 24 hours, right? That Ron and I just like off the top handpicked, right? If you're not on this list, right, and you should be you're gonna like what Ron and I are going to start doing. We're going to start highlighting a lot of like new movement and newfound like newcomer results. We always talk about the big months and stuff like that, but I want to start talking about like, good numbers, but like not like only major months, right? So for example, Jordan, congratulations on doing 1.5K day consistently, right? That's like 50K a month or so, right? Colin's pushing over 1.5K in his first week. Great stuff. Darius is 19 years old, right? He's already at 2K in under 2 weeks. Great stuff. Zach just crossed 5K in total sales. Congrats, Zach. Yusan locked in his first multiple sales in his first day of running ads. Ryan hit his first 10K in under 2 months. Todd just crossed 100 sales, almost at 3K total. Right. So many more, like Redzwan and everything. And like, if you guys are on the session right now, like Redzwan, congrats to you as well. All you guys, what we're going to start doing is just highlighting it more so with like the smaller numbers as well, because like those are still important, right? We usually talk like 100K months and above, right? But in reality, like if you're starting off, like you want to see like, those smaller movements too. So I'm going to start bringing those to the forefront more so, because honestly, like at this point, me and Ron are just so like, we have been pushing results for so long. We're in this community, we're kind of like numb to it. So we're like, oh yeah, good. Like 1K did great. Like we're just very used to it, right? But me and Ron have spoken, and we're like, we need to get unnumb to this. We've been doing this for a while, but like we need to start like, exemplifying it even more. So that's what we're going to start doing, which is amazing. And I think that's a big thing, right? It's important, right? And Ron and I always talk about like, yeah, just this is normal for us because we've been doing this for so long. But in reality, that's one thing that we have to bring to the forefront so much more. So I love to see it. Denise, good to see you as well. Very, very good. Denise is the Elon PayPal incredible gal. Good to see you. Good to see you. And I'm excited overall, guys, just to go through everything today. What I've been seeing as well over the last few weeks has been just like, I'm telling you right now, people are going to start pulling you outside and stuff and dropping you off your focus. Right. And I'm really happy to see the number that we have on Mastermind today, because I can usually dictate when that's happening based on the number. Right. And I am happy to say that I don't think that's happening with us. Right. I've seen it happen with so many of like my friends and things like that. And I don't let that happen to me. So I would say, just please, as it starts to become summer, like we're in April, it's going to be June soon, you're going to have all your people giving you every single reason as to why you shouldn't be on your laptop, right? And that is what you have to fight against. So thank you for being here on time. Thank you for showing up early, right? I genuinely appreciate that, guys. We're going to jump right into it today. We're going to have our long form Q&A. And also, I want to give a few more shout outs as well. Colin, good to see your start of your consistency. Very, very nice. Love to see it. Right. We also have Redzwan as well. Redzwan, congratulations, man. Redzwan's like a really cool story, right? Redzwan, you boys are out. Ron's actually flew out to visit you guys a few times, right? And you guys are great people. I remember when you guys first enrolled into BSF, right? And seeing where you guys are at now and everything, it's really awesome to see. So I just want to say congratulations. Yourself, Redzwan, right? And I feel like we always talk about Bobby, right? Bobby, you're here in spirit, brother. Hopefully you're well. Also, Bobby's 1K days as well, of course. He's pushing super hard. The Redzwan, good stuff all around. I'm super proud of you, man. I remember when you first started, and I remember when Ron flew out to meet you guys. It was like a really cool meeting of the minds, and like I remember that specifically. It was like one of the first times that we had like a big like out of country BSF meetup when I wasn't there, and I thought that was just so cool. So I appreciate you guys for the trust at first, and also congratulations on your success in doing so well. Right, it's just the start for y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get the ball rolling today. I am really excited. And yeah, I mean, Redzwan, you busted your ass to get here, right? And now look where you are. So you should, tip your cap to the ecom gods, right? Because it wasn't an easy journey, but you made it, right? Very, very well. And we're definitely going to have another BSF mastermind in Singapore. I definitely want to come out there. I love it out there. You guys are like, that's the way to do it. Like super, super clean in Singapore. I've never been, but all my friends tell me it's super clean, super safe. And I'm excited to eventually make my way out there. I've had a lot of clients from Singapore over the years, and I've always done really, really well with my Singaporeans. So love you guys. And if you guys need any extra help or anything on your scale, please let us know. We're always here for y'all, as you know. So Mary says, what do you mean about mastermind in Singapore? So one of the things I've been talking about forever, right, is having in-person events and meetups, right? We've had them here and there, but nothing like, super serious, right? I want to start having like super serious in-person events. And what I'll likely end up doing, guys, is, I'll have specific events for BSF, and I'm also gonna have specific events for my nonprofit organization. I don't know if you guys saw me, but I was in Naples, speaking with the Hall of Giants. That is the first entrepreneur museum that they're building. They have $500 million in funding. There were 17 people invited to the table. One of them was the founder of Newsmax, the founder of Disney Channel, right? Like these insane people. And I was one of those people that was invited. And, they really liked our mission with the nonprofit. We have a nonprofit called the Aspiring Entrepreneur Foundation. And I'm part of what's called the Hall of Giants now, it's the first entrepreneurial museum ever in existence. And they're building it in Washington, D.C., right? It's going to be really cool. And when it's all done, there's going to be a little area with all because I donated $25,000 to this nonprofit, right, to help with the build of the museum, because I just think it's an amazing. Think about it like this: how is there not a museum for entrepreneurs, like a museum or a Hall of Fame, right there? That's literally who's built our world, is like the craziest, most incredible entrepreneurs ever, right? So I think it's an amazing idea for them to be represented and recognized. So one, I'll be having BSF events very likely very soon for us. And I'm also going to be having aspiring entrepreneur events. If anybody wants to be part, and we're going to jump right into it in a second, guys, but if anyone wants to be part of the nonprofit mission, that would be literally amazing. Anyone who wants to help, lend a hand, whatever, you don't have to donate anything, right? You could just help, be part of it, whatever, right? Because what we'll do is I'll donate my money to it, right? And then I'll deploy it into the direction where it helps our mission, right? So if anyone wants to be part of it or anything like that, please do let me know, because basically right now it's just ran by me, my girlfriend, and my little brother, and I'm looking to expand it out largely, right? So I think one of the first things that we've done, obviously we've done many things, right? But one of the first big things that we've done is this big donation to the Hall of Giants, and it's going to be super, super cool, right? It's a bunch of awesome people, like the guy who started it. He's literally like best friends with the founder of Cold Stone Creamery, right? And all these like household brand like names, right? So he's like literally connected with like Cold Stone Creamery and Johnson and Johnson, like all these incredible entrepreneurs and people. So just a cool thing. And they also have events sometimes. They were going to have an event in Washington, D.C. Like next month, I think, but I think they canceled it. But they're going to be having a lot of different events like that. So, if you want to be part of it in any way, shoot me a message like on the side on like Facebook or Instagram or something, or WhatsApp, just letting me know that you love to be part of it. And like what I'll do is I'll create like a list of like folks that want to be part of it. And then whenever I need the hands, right, the extra help and hands, which will probably be soon, I'll just go down the list and I'll message us. But it's an amazing cause. It's great people. And there's probably going to be like events and things like that. So if you want to like end up, like, if you're local here to Florida or you ever want to be, right, this is like, it's local here to Florida, most of the meetups and stuff. But they also happen in like DC and things like that too. So just wanted to bring that up. If it's something you guys wanted to do, it's actually a really, really sick cause. So amazing stuff. For instance, I'd like to participate in person events as well, 100%. So we're gonna have like BSF events and then nonprofit stuff. And like, here's the thing, guys, like the nonprofit stuff is like my Aspiring Entrepreneur Foundation, right? One of our missions is helping this particular mission. They're a 5013C and they're an incredible group of people. And that's where I was at in Naples, right? And I spoke in front of like all like the executives there, right? And they're just, those people are like legit, like super crazy successes, like literally like $500 million in funding type stuff, right? Like it's crazy. Like walking in there is like very humble, very humble. And that's why like I like to be part of it, right? Because it humbles me and it's also a good cause. So if it's something that you guys want to be part of, let me know. And I would love to bring any of us in who see forward movement in the mission. It's a really good cause.
Now, I've made duplicates, but I can't make them disappear. I have three duplicates for the upsells, but for some reason they're not, like when I go to my shop, I could show you right now.
What you're talking about, the duplicates on the OCU upsells?
Yeah, they won't. They like as soon as I go into my shop to see the products, I see my main product, and then I
And
see
you see the duplicate. Okay, so here's the easy fix. Just change the title. Just change the title to not correlate to any of the search engine optimization when you're typing it on your website. Change the title. You could just call it like upsell. That's the quick fix. What I'm also going to do, Ron, if you could reach out to Mocha and just get a quick session schedule, Ron, just roll through how we roll out the OCU dupes, right? And then we'll be good to go. So we're going to walk you through that on a one-on-one, Mocha. Just be ready to go through it. All you got to do is change the titling. But I'm going to have Ron show you the back end way to do it as well, because back in previously I would have the same annoying thing where you would search for product, you see the actual duplicates, but when you change the name, it doesn't come up. But there's another setting that Ron will walk you through as well in the back end. So you're good. All you gotta do is change the name, and you're good. But I'm gonna have Ron just show you like the actual way in the software, and you'll be good to go.
Okay, I got a couple more.
Yeah, ask anything. You're good.
For the Okay, I know that we're shipping to Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, United States.
USA, now, Canada, Australia, UK. And sometimes if we want to go ahead and scale outward, we'll add New Zealand. But frankly, as of late, I have not been adding New Zealand. Right? I've been staying with the core four and continuing to scale and push. So that's correct, core four. You could go ahead and add New Zealand if you're looking to scale outward, right? My recommendation would be to maybe test New Zealand individually before adding it to your local mix. But for now, yes, sir, just the core four.
Okay, thank you so much. And this may sound stupid, but
no,
I'm almost ready to launch. I'm almost ready to launch. It's just I didn't do this part at the beginning. Now I know that we're selling to the 4 main countries, but now do I put the 4 main countries in the settings for shipping and delivery?
Yes. Now here, yes, you will. Right. And here's the thing, because if you get like random traffic from some like random country that you don't ship to, you technically wouldn't want to, sell that product because you have to refund it. So yes, you would put it inside of the shipping settings. And if you need help with that, shoot Ron a message in WhatsApp and we can help you set that up for yourself too.
Okay, awesome. And one more, and maybe a couple more things here. Okay.
Yeah, as many things as you need, bro.
when it comes to the ads section, Advantage Plus. I was told to take it off. You know how you have like three sections. You
Yeah.
got the I forget what it's called, but the middle one is where you dissect it, and the last section
Yeah,
is
you got
what you're.
campaign, you got ad
Yeah.
set, you got ad.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. The ad itself. The campaign, the ad set, the campaign. I took Advantage Plus off, but on the second one, there's an Advantage Plus thing, and I don't have an option to take it off. I don't know if I'm overthinking it or
No, no,
something.
no. What you're saying, actually, this is, thank you for bringing this up. This is a topic that I would love to speak to everyone about. So give me a one down below if you guys have been noticing Facebook is auto toggling on their AI settings and stuff. Or obviously we use a few of the settings, but AI has been freaking randomly toggling on things, and it's adding like another hour and a half to my workload half the time, right? Which is honestly annoying as hell.
IG does the same thing with you as well. IG does the same thing.
Yeah, literally same thing, and it's continuing. And then this is why I think they're doing it, right? Because they want to force us to try it out, right, and be the guinea pigs, right? So it ain't gonna be us, right? So what I want us all to do, and everyone just please take a note now. Everybody needs to go through their campaigns and just go through them one more time. Can't look through your campaigns, make sure nothing was auto toggled on, specifically related media. Write this down. Specifically related media is being toggled on almost every time I'm toggling it off. I have to go back and toggle it off again. So related media is basically, it takes a bunch of your other ad content inside the ad account, and then when it deems it's going to perform, it'll push it. And usually we like to trust Facebook's gut, guys, as we know, right? But as of late, it's not something that we typically want to do when it's like randomly toggling things on. So specifically related media, make sure it's off. Okay. And then if you see anything else is randomly toggled on that you didn't toggle on, toggle off. Everyone write that down. Again, you're not seeing things, brother. It's literally just happening to everybody. It's like a whole thing on X right now. A bunch of people are like complaining about it. And guess what? One of the way around it, there is none. You literally just have to untoggle it, right? And you might ask yourself, Justin, how is that possible where a multi-billion-dollar company is doing this to their advertisers? Well, they're just so rich, and they're the best platform that there's no, like, it does not matter. They are so careless with their internals, because where am I going to go? Where are you going to go? Like, this is the best platform. Like, it's better than every other platform to market on, like by far, right?
Yeah.
So we have to play within the confines of Facebook. So again, everyone write that down. Facebook's toggling on random toggles, right? Specifically related media to be toggled off. If there's anything that we didn't toggle on, we will toggle off. Okay. So everyone have that written down. And Mocha, hopefully that answers your question as well. So, actually,
Yes.
it actually didn't. So,
Wait, okay. I guess I missed it. I'm sorry.
Yep. Advantage Plus was your question, and I went on the tangent. So typically, you will use Advantage Plus, right? So that is the equivalent to like automatic placements like previously. And Facebook is so smart these days that like I do want you using majority of their algorithm and AI ability, right, where it's needed, right? So yes, you will use Advantage Plus, right? Okay. But again, they're not going to toggle on random things, like I said, right? And Facebook is toggling on random things.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Sweet.
Okay. And then what I'm going to do as well, Ron, if you can reach out to Mocha and get a one-on-one scheduled, and just make sure he has all of the internal campaigns set up perfectly, Ron. And then also walk him through Advantage Plus and where we need it on in ad set level, Ron. Okay. So if you can, just reach out to Mocha right now, get that scheduled, and Mocha will get you on between today and tomorrow. Perfect. Thank you, sir. And yeah, Mocha, if you want to hop on today, you can, or tomorrow you also can. I know it makes sense. You're on the same page, but I'd rather just also get Ron on it. So go ahead and make sure you're perfected, and you'll be good to go.
Thank you so much, boss. BSF is awesome, honestly. And I have one more question. It may be a little stupid, but I got to get these questions out.
Ask it.
Maybe I missed it. The optimization and delivery. Maybe Facebook just incorporates it manually. I mean, like automatically. Like we don't have to. I couldn't find it. Maybe I was tripping. Like they obviously switched up their format.
Well, no, this is what you do. So when you're talking about optimizing, right, and getting data from your ads, it happens automatically, like you said, right? There's nothing you have to specifically do to capture the data. The only thing you have to do, right, is set up your pixel, right? And you that's it, right?
Yeah.
So when you set up your pixel, it's basically the brain of the ad account, right? And then your pixel is just a line of code, right? Just a simple line of code, right? And all it does is it tracks every single movement on your site and it reports it back to Facebook, so Facebook can make better optimizations on your ads to show your ad to better people, right? So there's nothing you specifically have to do to make that happen other than set up your pixel.
Okay. And this one just actually, are you done speaking, Sensei? I wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This one just darn it, ADHD just slipped my head. Darn it. I think you know what? Let me come back to you.
Yeah, you're good. And you can ask a million questions. A million questions, Milko. Like, and the biggest thing for yourself, like I said, is just making sure you understand the internal campaign setup, right? With automatic placements, etc. I mean, with Advantage Plus, automatic placements is what we used to call it. But make sure you reach out to Ron right now. Get on a one-on-one, and then we'll cross-check your whole campaign level, your ad set level, and your ad level. And Ron, just do a trifecta: campaign, ad set, and ad, just full sweep, and then you'll have a full-on clean audit by the time that we're done with the one-on-one.
Okay, last question. It
Cool.
has nothing to do with my store, but this is for everybody that takes off. You guys think that you found your group of people because you said you want to do some meetings and whatnot. Like, when would that happen? Like, let's just say I took off, 2 months from now. You know what I mean? And I'm with the other group of students in the course. Like, are we all gonna meet up in and link with you?
Yeah.
Like, I think Bobby linked up with you. That was sick.
Yeah, no, and I wanted to, Hunter, that's literally exactly it. So, like, basically what we did is originally we were in Vegas, and that's where Bobby always is, right? And also Carlos was out there as well, and a few of the other students, because I was speaking for ClickFunnels there at the roundtable event, right? And then we had a bunch of BSF people come over, right? And we all were hanging out by the table and stuff, and it was sick. So what I was talking about is doing more, doing events in general for BSF, and then also doing like aspiring entrepreneur nonprofit events as well. I kind of maybe like intertwining them in certain ways. But yeah, definitely want to make it happen. And it was sick. It was me, Bobby, and Carlos, and we were just, and my girlfriend, and we were in line just to get like the buffet. Like after the whole event, we're like, I can't believe we're all here. It's like I feel like we've known each other for like years. We've been talking every day together. But it was so cool. So we're definitely doing more of them.
Nice.
The reason we're just always working, right? Like that's the only thing. We're just always working, right? So we're never like, when can we have the event? We have work. We got to work, right? So definitely got to make room for it, but we're gonna do it. And Ron, definitely press me on that, because Ron's always like, let's do it, right? So Ron, definitely keep pressing me on it, and we'll find a proper time. There's never gonna be a perfect time. We're just gonna make it happen. We'll make it the perfect time.
Okay, one more before I go and then come back with some more questions. Like,
Yeah.
let's just say one of the students blows the heck up, you know what I mean? And they're thinking, hey, I want to learn from this guy personally. Like, how much would you charge personally?
It depends. I do a lot of in-person stuff for like specific companies and brands and whatnot. Usually the brands are like doing big numbers. They want me to come in and build for them customly. So it depends. It completely depends. When I was younger, people used to fly out to me, right? And I would coach them like this in person, right? I don't do that so much anymore, but it's not against it at all, right? So really anything is custom. Like so yeah, if it's something of interest, you could shoot me a message, tell me what the hell's going on, and then we could go back and forth and work it out. That's totally cool.
Well, I'm not there yet, but you know what I mean? I would like to learn.
Yeah, no, I've done it a lot too.
Personally.
I've had a lot of people fly out to work with me, and that was honestly some of the coolest relationships I've built with clients, like from those like fly-ins. I remember when I used to, you guys remember who's an OG and remembers when I used to live in like Wayne, New Jersey? You guys remember we used to live in Wayne and Edgewater back like almost like a decade ago, guys? You guys remember that? So there was this one gentleman, Daniel was his name. He flew out. He's an older guy, and he flew out, and I just coached him in person, right? And he was there for like a month or so, and I just backed it with him, right? And he was an older guy. He started putting up like 2K days, and I was like, damn, this is sick. And that was when I was like kind of newer to the game, as well. But yeah, it was definitely a good time. Jordan, you definitely remember. Jordan went to high school with me. But now you're doing 1.5K days. But yeah, Mocha, that's basically what it is, brother.
Thank you so much.
So,
Okay, I'm
yeah,
done.
if anyone's interested in anything like that, you can shoot me a message. I love that type of stuff, because when I don't work, everyone's like, oh, all right, but outside of work, what are your hobbies? I'm like, talking about work, like talking about e-commerce and marketing. That's literally what I do. So no exaggeration. But yeah, Mocha, whenever you have those extra questions, bring them back. But
I will. Thank you so much. I'm done. I'm done.
my pleasure. And just reach out to Ron right now. We're gonna get you on the one-on-one right now. Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Awesome. And then to answer your question up here, Jordan goes, is there a way of making updates to placements at once? Every time I change copy or creatives, I have to toggle a few of the placements and make the changes more at once. It's annoying as hell. So yeah, there is. And here's the thing, sometimes it doesn't work because Facebook is Facebook. Okay. It just zucks up, right? So I thought that was funny. But what you want to do is you select all the ads that you want to edit, Jordan, right? And then you just click edit, right? And then what you're going to see is on the left-hand side is you're going to see all the different options for things for you to go ahead and edit, right? You'll see like website URL. You'll see like all the different like things for you to edit, right? You select like website URL, for example, and then it'll give you a whole list of, let's say your campaign had like 15 ad sets or whatever. You're going to have 15 different URLs to edit, right? So you select them all and then you click edit, right? And then it allows you to edit all of them at once. And then sometimes it doesn't, right? Because it just kind of zucks up sometimes, right? And Ron, if you can just record like if you could just message Jordan on the side, right? And Jordan, we're going to have Ron walk you through that as well. Because doing this, when you see how to do this today, it's going to save you so much time, right? But it's exactly what I just said, but I'll have Ron walk you through it personally. But it's going to save you a ton of time because I can't stand going there, edit everything. Especially when I work my ass off all day and I'll like save my ad edits for at night. It's like a day that Ron doesn't do the ads or whatever. I'll do the ads today. Like it just, you want to work efficiently through the ad account. You don't want to, be like a prehistoric dinosaur in there because you want to move slow, but you don't want to move too slow, right? So because it could get very dragged out. Very good. Chris, I think you also had a scholarship recently. Yep, 100%, Chris. Jordan, wait. Cool. All righty. Very nice. Now, what I want to talk about as well, guys, I want to go into some of the nuances, okay, of what we've been doing with new launches and also scaling. So, okay. So as we've seen, guys, one of the things that we're doing more so lately, right, is we're using wide open targeting CBOs more frequently, right? And I want to walk through what that means. So as we can see here, guys, we have our farm system, right? We obviously know what algorithmic targeting is. We know micro big bang is. We know what big bang is, and we know what CBO is. But what I want to talk to us about is the change, right? Not even the change, but more or less the adjustment that we've been making, right? So we're still launching with algorithmic. We're still pushing into micro big bang. We're still pushing into big bang and everything, right? The one change, and what I want you guys to see here, is typically in CBO, right? Now, CBO is acting more of a scale vehicle than it ever has before, right? So, for example, typically what we would do is we launch our algorithmic targeting, right, with 11 ad sets, $5 a piece, right? We kill based off the 3-day rule, right? And then obviously we would start duplicating what gets sales, right? So in short, as we launch our algorithmic targeting sheet, which is literally just this, it's 12 ad sets, right? 11 ad sets now because we removed affinity, right? And what happens is we launch each one at $5, right? It's simple. There's no reason to overcomplicate this, right? So let's act simple as it is, right? And I'm going to explain here and then walk you guys through the nuance difference so you can see the change that we're making. So we launch our audiences. Day 1, no view content, we kill. Day 2, no add to cart, we kill. Day 3, no purchase, we kill, right? What's happening here is we're killing off audiences that aren't performing and we're doubling down on audiences that are, right? Now, the reason that we're duplicating, and guys, like I've said many times, I've tried to beat my own system, right? Because adapt or die, I'm on the same page. I love the saying, right? And there's a reason that we're still here with the most consistent results, right? Because we adapt and we don't die, right? And the most important thing to realize is I've tried to beat my own system and I wanted to do it myself, right? I can't do it, right? This is still the most cheap cost per acquisition you could get, right? So all the talk about like, oh, we use just wide open CB. Yes, for scaling, yes. But if we're trying to get the cheapest sales the quickest, this is still the way to do it. Okay, so let's just get that straight. We are, and I went through that a few times. Okay, so with that being said, with this algorithmic sheet, all this sheet is, guys, it's just a bunch of keywords put into categories. right? Like, let's not overcomplicate. It's just a bunch of keywords that are similar, put in the same categories together, right? We don't have to overcomplicate this sheet, right? It's literally like, for example, it's literally just stores, okay, in that column. Or, for example, types of things or magazines. There's no reason to overcomplicate. Okay. Now that we understand that algorithmic targeting is literally just stacking together similar keywords while maintaining certain style thresholds. Okay. That's all it is. Okay. It sounds overcomplicated. In reality, you're stacking keywords in a certain style and doing each of the styles in a certain amount of times. Right. That's all it is. That's all it is. Okay. Now that we understand that, okay, the goal is that each of these particular audiences, not the goal, this is like what we're doing. Each of these gets $5. So when I say $5 a piece, guys, here, $5 budget, that's what this means. Like, it's each of these is just $5 budget. That's all it is. Okay. $5 budget, $5 budget, $5 budget. So it comes out here like $55. Okay. Now you can even let's say you don't even want to launch all 11. You could get away with launching like 7 of them. That's $35. Right. So if you're strapped for cash, let's say like you want to spend slower, just do 7, choose 7. And the next question is, Justin, which 7 do you choose? They're all good. Okay. They're all here for a reason. Okay. So it's not like I could tell you my favorite 7, but like my favorite 7 every time is not going to be the ones that do the best every time. Right. So just choose 7, right? And then roll with it if you want to save cash. Okay. Or do my recommendation and go with all of them. Okay. We don't have to overcomplicate it. Right. I realize that, like, especially my smart people, my super smart people who are newer, right? They often, like, my super like high, like you guys, like the people who are like just on a different like mind level, right? You just tend to overcomplicate things a bit more, right? Which is I'm not surprised, right? But typically, like, we want to start kind of dumbing it down, right? Because in reality, like most of us, like if you're working a job right now, like you're doing things already that are harder than what we're doing here. Like genuinely, it's harder. Let's like, some of us have a job, some of us don't, some of us do whatever full time. But if you have a job right now, realize like your job is like inherently harder than like what we're doing here. Genuinely, you just know how to do your job, right? So when you know how to do this, right, it will feel similar, right? So this stuff is not that it's hard, right? It's that it takes grit and understanding, right? That you have to go through items, right? And a lot of people can't come to terms with that, right? And when you can accept that you have to go through products. Like, you can make e-commerce a full-on career, right? Because that's the only thing that will ever stop you. It's like, oh my God, I have to test products. But when you understand that, it's like, wow, that's the only barrier. Is like, yes, literally yes, right? That's why you can simplify things like this, right? Because it really stems down to your consistency with going through items. Okay. Now, algorithmic, like I said, 7 to 11. I do 11. If you want to save cash, you can do 7, right? But for most, at this point, I'm only enrolling and working with high-end professionals. Like I said, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like Denise, et cetera, and her son, like the only people that I'm enrolling into this program at this point are high-end professional folks, right? Because that's typically what I enjoy working with at this point, right? So, why? Because high-end folks who have seen massive successes before understand what it takes to build a business, right? And that's the best type of person to work with, right? And that's why I love this community, because we just are a bunch of people like that, right? And that is the difference, right? So when you understand algorithmic targeting is not meant to be this fucking complicated thing, right? To make you take 17 years to do it. No, it's meant to, let's organize our keywords, let's organize our thoughts, and let's see which categories, let's see what corners of the market are buying from us, so I can allocate more of my spend to it. Okay. And guess what? When my pixel doesn't have any data, guess what? Yes, let's give it direction. I'm all for using watt targeting and CBO. That's why I do it. That's why I have a $2,000 budget on mine. Okay. But when I'm starting off, guess what? I'm going to do what gets me the cheapest cost per acquisition. No matter how rich I ever get, I'm not going to spend more just because. Why would I ever spend more on purpose? Okay. So I just want to let us know, I've tried to beat my own system. I understand I've been using algorithmic for a while, but I've tried to beat it. You can't beat it. This is the cheapest launch. This is how you launch the cheapest. Okay. And guys, one of the things I want to mention as well, I've literally been staring at this market since I was like 15, 16 years old. I'm 30 now. I'm a 30-year-old. I've been looking at this for 15 years, right? When I find something that works better, like before I even put it in the university or anything, like I just start screaming about it here, right? But let me tell you, when there's something like this consistent in my teachings or my systems, it's for a reason. This is one of the greatest things ever, right? Is knowing how to do a proper algo sheet, no matter what type of business you're running. Okay. So after, right, we have built our algo sheet and we launch it. Obviously, we're going, like we said, day 1, no view content we kill. Day 2, no add to cart we kill. Day 3, no purchase we kill. Okay, the goal is just to get to 25 sales. Why? Because at 25 sales, we can start remarketing. And typically, as we start remarketing, we can start bringing in customers cheaper and easier, right? And one of the things I want to mention now, guys, okay, is as you get to CBO over here and Big Bang and Micro Big Bang and like more campaigns running and more spend, the way that Facebook works these days, it's almost like natural retargeting, right? So a lot of the time, like in the beginning, when you have your own remarketing campaign launched here, yes, you have your own standalone remarketing campaign. Yes. Okay. But what's going to happen as you get deeper? Okay. And these are 2026 nuances, guys. This is not like even 2025. This is like literally like this, like super, like right now. So we start off having the remarketing campaign as we always would. Okay. One of the things that we're doing now, we're seeing now is that typically in our micro or our Big Bang, but also our CBOs, right? There's a lot of natural retargeting occurring, right? So for example, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, right? But sometimes when you launch ads, right? Like the people who have viewed your profile, right? The brand page sometimes see it first, right? Even if you didn't even run a remarketing ad yet. That's because Facebook is grouping together people who have possibly seen the ad before as people that it sees as a possible good fit for the auction to buy from you, right? So what's happening is Facebook's going to automatically showcase your ad to somebody who has already seen the ad before if it deems that's the best case scenario for a low cost per acquisition for you, right? So what you'll see us do deeper into CBO campaigns, and Ron, this is one of the things that we added to the university, right? Is we're adding in like image ads and like different style creatives that kind of fit the remarketing audience more, right? Because what happens is it's not that they're getting like the most spend, but what's happening is they'll get spend if it's a good ad, right? And these ads that typically focus on like forgot something or like talking like remarketing styles verbiage will hit the people who have already added to cart, etc. But we're getting off the bus when they were going to buy from you, or their son called them when they were going to buy from you, whatever, right? So realize that as you go deeper down the system, your campaigns are literally, and your setup is literally getting smarter, right? It's literally getting smarter, right? Just like ChatGPT, the more that you feed it, right, the more that it knows. Same exact thing here. Every view content, add to cart, and purchase that you get, it's going to make your pixel smarter, right? Which is why we call it investing into data. Okay. Now, with that being said, now we've established those nuances of remarketing and the 3-day rule. Okay. What I want to talk about now, okay, is approaching 100 sales. Many of us are approaching and have approached 100 sales who are new here. Okay. And this is a very, very big pinnacle point and moment for you, right? Why? Because one, you just sold 100 units online without ever talking to anyone or seeing the product or leaving your house. That's pretty cool, right? You're now self-sufficient. But now let's talk about what the actual next moves are. Okay. So Micro Big Bang starts at 100 sales. And guys, once again, I've tried to beat my own system. We still use Micro Big Bang because it's getting us the cheapest cost per acquisition, especially this deep into scale. Okay. I'm always trying to beat my own shit, right? Don't you think I wanna add something? The reason that we have CBO in here, and I'm telling you that we're slightly changing the way that we do it, and it's what is because I'm noticing it's doing really, really well, right? If I started to notice, oh, this nuance or this change of micro macro, Big Bang does well, I'm gonna let us know as well. But when things continue to work and do well, we're gonna leave it be. Because if our system works so well, how the fuck are we changing it? Ask that to the coach who's been in the game for 6 months. Why are you changing your system every week, brother? If it works so well, I don't understand what's going on. Why would you do that? It makes no sense. You're supposed to adapt to the nuanced changes. Okay, and that's what we're doing here. Now, micro big bang and 100 sales. What happens here? Now, and Bobby's not here right now, but I was just about to call Bobby out, right? Because right when Bobby launched his micro big bang, right? Guess what? The first thing he said is, Justin, and this is what I told him before he even said this to me. You're going to start seeing, and he told me, I'm seeing higher average order value and people buying way more shit. Why are people buying more stuff? Why it's the same people? Why are they buying more stuff when I launch the micro big bang? Why am I getting higher order value, Justin, comparative to my algo? What's going on? Okay, well, what's going on here is the following. When we launch micro big bang, it's basically like, see all this complicated verbiage shit? All that is just, hey, Facebook, can you find me people who are similar to everyone who's added to cart in the past 180 days on my store? And view content and purchase. That's all it is. Okay. All these complicated acronyms, okay, make it seem complicated, but it's not. Okay. It's just all people who have purchased, all people who have initiated checkout, all people who have added to cart, all people who have viewed content, all my website visits. Okay. This makes it seem complicated. When you see things like this makes the 95% of people who want to do e-com like, oh, I'll never get that. I can't get it. It's literally acronyms. It's not even like it. You get what I'm saying? Like, half the battle is realize that it ain't that complicated. It ain't that tough. It's not. Okay. It's just understanding it. Okay. It's not that hard. Okay. I'm telling you, you are doing harder things in your life already than building a successful 100K month ecom business. Okay. Genuinely, I'm telling you. Okay. Because the new brand, like I really didn't put much freaking effort into it. Right? We did a little bit, but like, honestly, not really. Honestly, not really. I've done harder things in the midst of growing that brand at 10, 12K a day than just growing that. Okay. So realize you're already doing harder things right now. Okay. Now, that's what these mean. They're all categories of people who have taken action on your site. Okay. USA, Canada, UK, Australia, like we spoke about. And like we know, each of these, even though it looks complicated, it's just like, hey, Facebook, can you give me 1 million people that are just like the people who have purchased from me? Facebook, can you give me 2 million people that are just like the people who have purchased from me? Facebook, give me 3 million people, okay? And we're only using the first 5. We only use the first 5. We don't go all 10. It's too risky at first, okay? We just do the first 5, right? If we did all 10, right, you would be spending more, right? And then you'd be making, right? Here is the sweet spot. Right? So you want to do only the first 5, right? Because the first 5 typically are the most accurate. Although I've seen 8, 9, and 10 outperform 1, 2, and 3. Okay, by just common practice, we do 1 through 5. Okay, that means for every custom audience, and guys, custom audience is fancy terms for people who have taken certain actions. So a custom audience is the people who have purchased on my site, people who have initiated checkout on my site, people who have added to cart on my site. It's all custom audiences. Okay, so when you see all these people talking all these crazy words and they say custom audiences, it just means people who have purchased from you, not part. Okay, so with that being said, the reason, okay, that Bobby and so many times we see, oh, sorry guys, I'm so like it's freaking hot in here. The reason we see so many people buying more, right, is because when you're running so many audiences at once, what's going to happen is you're going to have your ad account is looking at all your audiences, right? And you're launching for every custom audience, you're having 5 additional lookalikes being made, right? Which means you're going to be launching like probably like 100 plus audiences in those cases, like different audiences. Okay. And what that means, guys, is instead of just having like 11 of interests that are already being hit by everybody and their brother and sister and auntie and uncle, right? Because everyone has the ability to use these. Guess who has the ability to use these lookalikes? Only you. It's custom to you. Facebook literally made you a custom audience. That audience, that exact audience, not a single person on planet Earth has that same exact audience. Okay? And it's made up due to the exact series of events that took place in your site with every single purchase, initiate, checkout, add to cart, view content. Okay? Starting to make a little sense. Okay? And what happens now is since you're running 100 different audiences and Facebook has the option to choose between 100 different audiences and millions of brand new people that have not been smacked with the same ad before. What's happening is Facebook is giving you market share in front of high quality people. And what's happening is these high quality people are actually converting and they're spending more money and they're buying more products from you. And Facebook can literally dictate. Denise is a super, super high converting buyer, right? She buys multiple products, right? But let's say Justin doesn't. Justin only buys one unit. Justin only buys one unit, right? Both are conversions, okay? Both are great for the business, but Denise is a way better buyer for the business. If Denise is buying, when she buys, she's going to increase my average order value to 85, 90 bucks because she's buying the bundle. She's buying my 104. She's buying my 104. She's adding multiple carts. She's buying 115, right? When I buy, I just want to buy one product. I got to see the product first in person. I'm only buying one, 39 bucks, right? 39 bucks just for one. Think about the difference of buyer there, right? That's a different business, a different business. Okay, think about it. It's a different business. Okay, if I'm selling my 104 compared to my 39 over and over, it's a different business. Okay, which is why it's so important to realize why the F do we set this complicated shit up, Justin, if I can just go ahead and do a $50, because this is why. When you lead your pixel in the right direction, you set a foundation of algorithmic audiences, and you lead your pixel in the right direction. You start running micro big bang audiences. You start actually showing who's buying from you. You start gaining momentum. You start showing the pixel who the high-end buyers are. You start flourishing by the time you start MCB. Okay? So in short, ladies and gents, the reason that you're going to see higher average order value and people buying more product and spending more with micro and macro big bang is because you are literally creating custom audiences that no one on earth has the ability to use, separating yourself from the common folk. Okay? And then what goes on is you're able to go ahead and have a market that's more blue ocean, right? And then gets you deeper and starts making you more money. And then all of a sudden you're at CBO. We'll go through that in a second. Okay? So Jordan goes. So Jordan's currently at 1.5K a day. What is that a month? Let me do it on the calculator because my brain's fried. Was that 50K a month? 15 times 31 is 46.5, right? I was almost on the money there. Okay, so you're doing $50,000 a month, Jordan, right? This is Jordan who was in math class with me in high school. Okay. I've only been running Watt CBO recently. Should I launch another $1.50 MBB2, or do you recommend just running a BB since I'm scaling? Honestly, Jordan, I would love for you to launch a micro big bang. Like if you launch a micro big bang, likely what's going to happen is exactly what I just said. It's going to probably bump your revenue by like 20, 30% overnight. And it's going to probably bump your margin by probably 10, 15% overnight for the exact reasons I just said, because you're running $1.50 audiences. You're getting audiences that have never ran with these creators before. And what's going to happen is you're just going to be getting sales on $1.50 ad sets, which even if it like, you're just going to sell the ROAS is 9, right? So yes, 100% do it. Absolutely want you to do it. Do a micro big bang. We're going to run it. We're going to run it to day 8, Jordan. And then what we're going to do is after day 8, when everything's killed, we're going to run a BB, just like you said, big bang next as well. And then you're going to have an entire infrastructure of what you currently have running our CBO and all the other audiences as well once again. So yes, I want you to do that exactly to do. Okay. And let me know if that makes sense, Jordan. So yes, I want you to launch MBB. And Ron, if you can also launch that with Jordan, that would be amazing. Just launch that with Jordan on the call when you're on the extra help support call. And we'll get that launched with you, Jordan. And I think we could get you to like 3K to 4K a day. So Ron, let's just get him to 3 to 4K a day as quickly as we can while being as efficient as possible. We don't want to sacrifice margin, Ron. But I think when we launch the micro big bang, I think that's gonna do half the battle, and that'll offset any increased spend due to the increased margin that he's making from the lower budgets. So Ron, just make that happen. That'll be good. And Brent says, this is super helpful example, brother. It's wonderful to hear that we are optimizing our data. We could not appreciate it. And that's the difference. Like when you understand, like, because I've done this for so long, sometimes I can assume that you understand, like why. So it's good to go through these things as well. Very nice. Very good. And that's perfect, Jordan. And really, Emmanuel, it depends at which stage you're launching. And we'll get to that in a second. And we'll talk about it. So, okay. Guys, now that we're at Mike, and guys, if this is helpful, just give me a 1 down below, guys. If this is helpful, just give me a 1 down below. I'm going to keep going through this. I want to do a lot more kind of like dissection and nuances as well. Because guys, things are always, changing and adjusting, and I always want to bring up the nuances. And sometimes it takes me a little bit to get inside Uni. So I always like to bring them here, and then I could take this recording and put it in Uni and label it, right, until we have the time to go ahead and get the new content to put it in Uni, which is good. Very good. Thank you guys. Very good. Tons of ones. Okay. And also great turnout today, everybody. Love to see it. Aileen, good to see that you popped in. Amy, good to see you popped in. Who else joined you a little bit later? Chris, good to see you, sir. My man, Chris Carl. Very nice. Given, good to see you, sir. Hasim, good to see you, sir. Jeff, very nice. Jonathan, very nice. Josh, good to see you, brother. Okay. Very good. Kels, good to see you. Very nice. Okay, Kirill, you're on the beginning. Very nice. Max, good to see you. Very nice. Okay. And Biko, good to see you. Very good. Melania jumped in. Very nice. Mohammed. Felipe, good to see you, sir. Very good. See you. Steve, very nice. Suzanne. Okay. Very nice. Everyone else is at the beginning. Great turnout. Thank you guys for being here. Right. Again, these are important to be here, guys. If you don't have questions and whatnot, still do your best to be here. Okay. Okay. I appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you, sir. Ray said, I'll be hitting the farm system most likely this week. He said to start algorithm. Absolutely love it. Hey, Steve, don't rush. Don't rush. Take your freaking time with it, my bro. I'm telling you right now, the person who takes their time and takes a little bit longer will go further quicker than the person who rushes and is super frantic, right? Take your time. Okay. Now, that's Micro Big Bang. Okay. Now, with Micro Big Bang, as you know, we're going to run it for 8 days. And Jordan, to answer your question, you're doing the same exact thing. Same exact thing here, right? I want you to launch the Micro Big Bang exactly as we said, right? This is going to cook you even further. Then we go into Big Bang. And to answer the second half of Jordan's question, he goes, after I launch my Micro Big Bang, do I just do Big Bang too? And yes, you do. And here's the difference with micro and macro. There is no difference. That's the difference. Okay. Except there's one difference. Okay. It's just the budget. That's all it is. Okay. It's the same campaign structure, same everything. Okay. It's just the damn budget. Okay. So, and you guys already know this. Okay. There's 2 different styles I like to launch my Micro Big Bang in. Okay. Number one is, that we're killing off audiences within the first 8 days. So for example, if something doesn't have, sales or profit ROAS by day 8, I'm turning everything off, right? And I'm only keeping on what has sales and profit ROAS in my Micro Big Bang. What happens is after the 8th day, I'm clean duplicating over to Big Bang, right? And all I'm doing is I'm just changing the budget to $5. Okay, so this $1.50 campaign, and this is his own campaign, I'm making a new campaign, not the same, new campaign, and I'm simply just changing the budget to $5, right? And what I'm doing is I'm not testing the ad sets anymore. I'm just taking what's already done well, and I'm not taking what's turned off for micro. Okay, so only what's left standing in Micro Big Bang after day 8 gets brought over and put a $5 budget for Big Bang. Okay, and that's how we rock. And guys, do you guys remember Steve Tan? Does anyone remember Steve Tan? Does anyone remember Steve Tan? I love that, Leon. That's all. That's. Let me know if anyone remembers Steve Tan. No one probably remembers him. It was like 15 years ago, like 12, 15 years ago. But he was one of the like OG e-commerce guys. Like I'm talking like one of the first to do like $1 million day type guy, like super good dude. When I first released this system, right? He was giving me a lot of props for this, right? Because he was performing so well. And then it turned out to be one of like the staples of the industry, right? Like people know what this is by name. They just don't know I'm the one who created it, right? They know what like Micro Big Bang is. But if you guys know Steve Tan, yeah, give it a long time ago, dude. And yeah, now that guy he's also in Singapore, by the way. Super rich, super successful, great e-commerce guys. Okay, very nice. I just wanted to mention that. Now, with that being said, Micro Big Bang into Big Bang, $1.50 to $5 budget. Okay, the second way to do it is, like I said, the first way was just taking the audiences that are still running, bringing them over to Big Bang. Right? The secondary way, the more risky way is, you know what? I'm already at this point. I know this product's a winner. I know I'm doing well. I want to go ahead and give the ad sets that I turned off a second chance, right? And sometimes what I'll do is I'll just take the whole MBB campaign, even the ad sets I turned off, and I'll just this will only happen after a successful MBB, and when I say successful, I mean profitable, right? But if it's crushing and it's profitable, I'll even take audiences I turned off, move them into Big Bang, and what happens is sometimes I'm recovering 15 to 20% of the audiences that I killed. Right. But mind you, yeah, I'm also spending more now on audiences that I already know suck. And I'm spending again on them in exchange to get some that looked like they sucked that didn't back. Right. And because I know how our system works, I value having more audiences than saving a few dollars. Okay. So keep that in mind. So my recommendation at first, if you're new, just bring over the audiences that are still running an MBB. If you're a veteran of mine and you don't care about spending a little bit more, right, and you're killing it, launch everything, okay? Because that's what I do, right? Because you're going to get 15, 20% audiences back in the Big Bang, okay, which is sick. Yep, Kirill, that's him. Okay. Now, and Kirill, you definitely remember him, Kirill, because Kirill, I remember you've been part of, Kirill, I think, I remember you being in the free VSF group like literally almost like 7, 8 years ago, Kirill. Like I literally remember that. Like I'm pretty confident you were like a real OG. I recognize your name forever. When I first enrolled you, that's how I knew who you were. Like, I remember this guy from like literally from forever. Good to see you today. Okay, now after Big Bang, guys, this is the big kahuna, right? This is the big change, right? And when I say big change, not really. Okay. Now, what we're doing here in our CBO, two things. Okay. So, hey, Fletch. No, you're good. You're good. You're good, Fletch. Oh, over there in Australia, the Gold Coast. I know how it is, brother. You good? All right. So, CBO. Okay. The way that we launch it here is we're using our audiences that we have here. But we're going to talk about what are the nuances, and it's kind of how we operate our sandbox campaign now. And basically, the sandbox campaign is combined with the CBO, and we'll talk about it in a second. But at this point, all we're doing is we're identifying our top 5 to 8 most profitable audiences, guys. Okay. And believe me, when you're at this point, you're going to have a lot. You're going to have a lot from Big Bang. You're going to have a lot from Micro. You're going to have certain algorithmics that did well that are still running, and you don't know how they're still on and still running because you're this deep, right? But it will happen. Right. And what you're going to do is you're going to start off on, and here's the thing. So let me give you guys the budgets that I am doing that I'll switch between. So it's like 150 and 500. Right. So yeah, it's all core 4. It's USA, Canada, Australia, UK, all at once in Bico, all at once in the same. Okay. So guys, we're doing $150 to $500 budget. Okay. And I started one of these campaigns at 2000, right? Or something around 2000, right? And it was a similar CBO. It was actually a cost cap, right? And I ended up having to bring the budget all the way back down, right? And then bring it back up, right? So it's better to start off, my pleasure, Indigo. It's pleasure to start off lower and work your way up than starting higher, okay? And working your way down, okay? Now, for example, at 150 to 500. So typically, like, for Chris, someone like yourself, I recommend starting off at 500, right? Someone who's maybe a little bit more strapped, right? You're strapped for cash, whatever. You start off at 150, right? So typically, if you're someone who you don't care about spending, right? You whatever, 500 is where I start, right? If you're someone who's more strapped for cash and you're super like sensitive to your ad spend, start off at 150. Okay. Now, all we're doing here is we're pulling the audiences, okay, that are the most successful from our previous campaigns. Okay. So for example, I'm not combining Micro Big Bang and Big Bang and Algo, guys. Okay. At first, I'm just taking the micro audiences, right? I'm not even taking algorithmic and putting them into my CBO yet. I'm taking the Micro Big Bang audiences. Okay. And what's happening is I'm taking the top 5 to 8 best ones. Okay. And I'm moving them into a brand new campaign. Okay, which is my CBO. Okay, And if we're strapped for cash and we're and we are very sensitive to spending, 150 is where you're starting. If you're not sensitive to spending and you could spend, 500 is where you're spending. Okay. Now, please write that down if that applies to you. Okay. And then give me a 1 down below once you've written that down, because that's a nuance. Give me a 1 down below once you've written that down. If you're strapped for cash, okay, you're starting at 150. If you're not strapped for cash, you start at 500. Okay. And just give me a 1 down below once you've written that all down. And if you're somewhere in the middle, that means you're strapped for cash, you do 150. Okay. And I'd rather you just be, lower than higher, right? If you're somewhere in the middle of that. Okay. Okay. Because I've gotten people to serious numbers who are back against the wall situations. And I've gotten people to serious numbers who are just doing it for freaking fun and they're already successful. Right. Like Albin, for example. Who remembers Albin? Right. Okay. Jordan goes, does a 20% rule still apply to CBO scaling these days? Or can I? Oh, hell yeah, it does. So I'm going to give you 2 nuances, Jordan, in a sec here. But yes, it does. Okay. Tons of ones. Very good, guys. Thank you. Okay. Now, with that being said, so when we have the 5 to 8 audiences in the CBO, regardless if you're starting at 150 or 500, you're still going to be scaling it the same fucking way. Okay. I've done this probably over 1,000 times. Okay. And between these 2 budgets is where I see the best results ever, like almost like for like 80+% of the time. Because I used to launch, like I said, a bigger budget. I even tried it recently, a bigger budget. No. Starting off small and then scaling it slightly as you go is the more efficient way to do it. Okay, and that's also how your ad account will learn better. If you just start off with fat budgets, you're just going to be having Facebook below your budget and spend your hard-earned money for no reason, right? And that's it. Okay, so we start low budget. That's why, as you start to gain momentum in the early stages, because we're starting off only like with $5 and 11 audiences, right? That's why like you get a few sales, right? We're profitable. I want to make more. Now we continue to scale. Right? Because you have to build up to it. We're not starting at the fat budget that's optimized and efficient and refined. We're starting at the small budget that's gross and nasty and not refined at all. Right? And we have to start working on getting it super refined. Think of it like you're at the beach. Right? And the sifter thing, right? So small, but we're just constantly sifting, adding more budget, constantly sifting, adding more budget, constantly trimming fat, adding more, that's what it's a never ending process up until you're at whatever number. Okay. Now, okay, and here's what we're doing. So just like we say here, we're going to kill ad sets below break even after 3 to 5 days. We're going to increase budget 20% daily when profitable, and that still applies here, Jordan. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. When ROAS decreases, okay, you're going to add 3 other top performing audiences. So for example, if you have 5 audiences that we've added, because we're adding 5 to 8, 3 of them are doing really well, and you see 2 of them suck. 2 of them just suck. Pull my ROAS down. You're going to turn off the 2 that suck. And guess what? You're going to find the next best 2 from the MBB and replace them. Almost every time I do an audience, this is what we call an audience refresh. My OGs know this. Almost every time I do an audience refresh, that next 24, 48 hours is chef's kiss, beautiful results, right? Refreshes it. That's why, I don't know if you guys remember Jasher. This guy, he didn't only have a breaking record 2024 with me. He also had a breaking record 2025 with me. He's also having the best year of his life this year and is selling his business for like $5 million and is buying a farm, right? He's literally selling his whole business that he built here, right? And buying a freaking like 60-acre or something farm and wherever for a good price. Okay. The reason I mention that, okay, is because literally this is exactly what Jasher did. This is exactly what this is how Jasher got to where all he did, and this is up until like a week ago, this is what he's doing now, is literally constant. You want to know something screwed up? He didn't change his creatives for a freaking like year. He didn't refresh for a year. He just ran this shit for a year, right? And usually I gotta even refresh, right? I gotta refresh creatives. But I just want you to know, this man left this on, tweaked it here and there, for a whole like year and a half. And then hopped on the mastermind one day again. He's like, "Hey, Justin, I have a." I'm like, "You haven't been refreshing, right?" And and now he's literally, I think in one of his latest big days was like another 20, 30K day, and not on Black Friday, right? And just so you know, 30K days, that's $1 million a month if you do it every day. That's the type of shit that's possible, okay? But you always got to start somewhere, right? And that's why we start with this. But I want you to know, he literally just refreshed his audiences like over and over again with the audience, not even new creatives. And the guy maintained it for like a year and a half, up until the point where it's like he just hopped on the gun, like, dude, you like just start making more creatives. He's like, I'm about to sell the business. Like, more power to you, right? But Joshua, if you're watching this on the replay, shout out, congratulations again to you. Okay. Now, and you guys should write down, you should type in the word Jasher in Platinum, and you guys should like go back to when he was asking questions. Like this guy was literally just asking what he didn't know was going, and now he's literally selling. Okay. Okay. Now, we're going to be decreasing the campaign budget by 20% as well. Okay, if the ROAS drops significantly. So even if it ends the day profitable, but it drops the ROAS significantly, what happens, okay, is you want to lower the budget by 20%, right? Because I don't want to be scaling it, and I want it to be at the highest ROAS, right? So you'll downscale it by 20%. Now, so you understand, Jordan. Jordan's question was, yeah, and honestly, Jonathan, the notifications on the phone is like, it's like literally ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like it's literally like every half a second. It was like 10. It's awesome to see. All right, let me answer Jordan's. I'm trying to find your question, Jordan. Give me a second, good sir. It was, do you still scale by 20% in the CBO? Yes, and yes, does that 20% rule still apply to CBO scaling these days, or can I just increase it by a lot? No, you are going to increase it by 20%. Okay, and with the new brand that we've gotten to 10, 12K day, right? That is only off 20% increases, right? You do not want to start 4xing, 5xing the budget. That's how you blow it up. And Jordan, especially with how refined and disciplined you've been, I've seen that you've been so disciplined, right? With your stock and your units and your scaling specifically. I've seen that you've had the ability to scale, but you didn't, right? Because the stock, right? And that shows really good signs of discipline, right? I would say have that same discipline in your ads now as well that you did previously, right? Because slow and steady scale is what's going to build that into you could sell that right now, just so you know, Jordan. Like I have people who will buy that off you right now, right? And give you a fat check right now, right? And if you do that for hold it for another 2 to 3 years, and you just keep taking it slow, right? And you keep like, you don't scale too hard, but you do realize the scale, you could get a great multiple, right? So yes, still do 20%. You'll still scale efficiently. It scales pretty damn quickly, but don't be doing big jumps. The ad account will get shocked. Okay. Now, with that being said as well, that's the structure of the CBO here in the farm system. Now we're going to talk about one of the nuanced versions after we have this running. So after we have this running, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to run what we call a Watt CBO. Right. So now that we have all this running, we have our algorithmic running, we have our duplications running, we have our marketing running, right? We have our micro big bang running, right? We have our big bang running, we have our MBB CBO running. We already know we're bringing our audiences over from Big Bang running another CBO, right? What you can also do, right, is have a Watt targeting CBO, right? And at this point, you're starting to have a lot of campaigns running, right? So we're only continuing to run what maintains profitability and does well. If you start to see that your algorithmic starts to go to shit after you start to have your micro and big bang scale up, and this is not making money anymore, we will turn it off, right? There's no sense running anything that's not doing us favors anymore. Okay. Now, with that being said, the Watt targeting CBO is actually quite simple, guys. Okay. And this is very similar to what our sandbox campaign is. And Ron and I have been calling it kind of like a hybrid sandbox. We've almost merged our scaling campaign with our sandbox campaign, right? And what we're doing is we're typically taking a CBO just like this, Okay, but we're not putting country targeting. I mean, we're not putting any targeting in there like lookalikes or anything. We're putting our country targeting like USA, Canada, Australia, UK, yeah, but we're not putting any interest or any lookalikes. We're just doing straight WOT. WOT stands for wide open targeting, right? Stands up for wide open targeting. And what happens here, guys, and catch me, hang with me here, right? Think about it. Why would we launch a wide open throttle campaign this deep into the system? Right? Because now that the infrastructure is set and the house is built and the cement has been laid and the roof's been put on, it's time to blow this mother effer up, right? And that's what we do, right? So having the WOT targeting on, right, allows us to scale further. That's our vertical scale vehicle. WOT targeting is our vertical scale vehicle, while these campaigns and CVO will still act as a vertical scale vehicle, but all these campaigns are acting as your consistency, your infrastructure, your foundation, right? A lot of your margin, right, to maintain on a consistent daily basis. Okay. And I don't want to go through and overcomplicate WOT targeting too much on this call, right? But really, all it is, it's typically what we do after we roll the system through. There are certain scenarios where we will call for it earlier, and we will call for it earlier in your custom scenario because every single solitary person here is on a custom journey, right? Yes, we utilize our systems, but every single person here is on a custom journey because we work with every single person freaking literally personal and custom, right? So if I tell Bob or whoever to do, this at this point, whatever, right, at a random time, it's not going to be the same that I might tell you, right? So that's why I'm going through this in the organized fashion according to the farm system, right? Not taking into account any custom nuances, okay? If you are being given a custom nuance, you will know. We will tell you straight up and we'll make sure you're aware, okay? Now, again, WOT targeting CBO is literally the same thing here, right? Except it's wide open targeting. And then what I do is I start to see that campaign perform well. Guess what I'm going to do? Just like I talked about the last few sessions in the cost cap campaign. I'm taking that campaign, duplicating that over, $500 budget, cost cap now, right? Now I'm running that up even further, right? And yes, throughout that time, we're building up lots of campaigns here. And I am being efficient and keeping the campaign hygiene proper, right? The campaign hygiene is important. You do not want to get it to where it's a big old mess, right? And you're running a bunch of campaigns like a bunch of campaigns that are making you money and a bunch of campaigns that aren't, right? Because it'll just trade off, right? You need to be consistent with trimming the fat as you scale and grow. Okay, just as much as you're consistent with increasing the budget and allocating the spend to what's doing well, you shall remain consistent with trimming as well. Okay, now, Jordan goes, at what point are you scaling with your 10 to 12 KDA brand? For example, how profitable they need to be in particular to increase budget? So, I have different perspectives here. Okay. Let me walk through. So, Jordan, for yourself, going from 1.5K to 10K a day is literally doing more of what you're already doing, but slowly but surely increasing the budget in which you spend, but increasing it slowly but surely to where you don't shock the algorithm, which is why if you just 10x the budget right now, probably it might do okay, but I wouldn't recommend doing it. Right? 20% increases because that's all of doing the same thing that you're doing over and over up until where you're spending 2 to 3K a day, you're doing 10, 12K a day, right? And then now scaling from 10 to 12K a day, going from 20 to 30K days, right, is what we're doing. Let me walk you through what the hell's going on behind the scenes, what we're doing. And by we, I mean Ron and me and Ron. You think it's a whole big ass team? No, just me and Ron. It's me and Ron. And obviously we have the luxury of having our BSF Beyond Creative staff, right? Which is obviously a big advantage, right? For us, but not really because I got to pay him too, right? So same thing, right? So what we're doing is we actually just increased our cost per unit. Justin, you tell me you just increase your cost per unit in the same breath that you're talking about scaling? Yeah. Yeah. Because guess what? Even though I'm paying maybe few dollars more per sale now or per unit, my product, I worked it with our supplier. It was good at first. It was good, but now it's the best in the niche. It's the best in the niche now, right? You touch my stuff, and you're gonna and you touch the competitors, then you're gonna know I tampered with it, right? And that's how I'm gonna go ahead and build more brand equity. And now what we're doing is I'm gonna take all the new product, etc., and just start sending it out to a bunch of influencers. I'm going to send them all my winning creatives, we haven't even started. We haven't even started launching the influencer ads. Okay, we haven't, right? And once we get them back, I'm gonna have them do maybe like 3 to 5 like iterations of each of the winners that we have. So each influencer that we send it to, we're getting back like 5 to 10 different videos already based off what's working, sent back to us per influencer. Now, if I send that to 30 influencers, think of how much content I have. Now, if I take all that content, I start clipping it up and combining it with all my already existing winning ad content. Now I just doubled the amount of content I have, right? I'm getting ready to feed the beast. Because guess what? As you feed the beast going for 20, 30K days, you need to have the creatives ready, right? Because like just like a train, the faster the train goes, guess what happens to the train? It starts to eat up the coal faster, right? So you got to have a system that's going to be able to shovel the coal in consistently. Yeah, that's literally what it is. Because Jonathan, think about it like this. Once you dial, like once I figure out how to get random people to buy my consumable product on my website at a profitable rate, I'm just doing that more times every day. All I'm doing, guys, all we have to think about, all we're doing is we're just finding the most efficient and profitable way to sell this product through this sales funnel, right? And then we're doing that 1,000 times a day, and we're just staring at a NASCAR ring in circles, trying to be like, how the hell can I cut that corner more? How can I turn the wheel to get a split second better? Okay, all NASCAR people do is go in the same circle again, over and over and over. How the what? The same circle? Yes. And they're literally trying to like dial it into like the most like literally a 1,000th of a second, right? A 1,000th of a second changes if they win first place or second. You have to think of this the same way, right? Yes, it's very fucking repetitive, very repetitive. But when you have it dialed, right, it's just trying to get a better lap time, right, every time. Okay. So with that being said, okay, that's how we use Watt CBO. And what I want us all to do, right, is to rewatch this over and over again, at least once, right, and to re-roll through this. Ron, if you can, Ron, take a note that we're going to make a post where it's mandatory homework for everyone to rewatch this, okay? And it's a comment below that post in Platinum once they've rewatched it, because I want everybody drilling this into your freaking brain with these nuances, right? I'm going to make the adjustment on this document as well, but I want everyone drilling it into their brains, okay? Like before I do that, okay? So I'm going to put this replay in Platinum. Please just watch it over again so you can understand the nuance change that we're utilizing here. Okay. Now, last thing I want to mention. My pleasure, Jeff. Yeah, and guys, I'm telling you, like, it's gonna be a good Q4. There's too many new people doing good to work, like that's the indicator, right? It's gonna be a sick Q4, right? And even if you're a veteran already, you already know what's going on, like get ready for it. If you're already someone who's still testing, struggling, still testing, stay fucking consistent, right? It's our year. You're going to make it happen. Make sure that you're realizing that I've literally seen indicators for 10 years and I see the indicators clearer than ever this year. I called this during the whole COVID thing. Nobody knew that it was going to be like one of the greatest run-ups of e-commerce and digital marketing we've ever seen. But I saw the signs and I called it and I was telling everybody, right? And now we look back and we're like, holy shit, that was like the boom of e-commerce, right? So I've done this long enough. I see it. Just like a sailor who could like see the tide in the water or whatever. Like I see it. Okay. Chris says, guys, just yeah, and that's exactly what I'm referring to, Chris. So, guys, great stuff today. Okay, amazing stuff. Okay, great long form Q&A overall. Okay, please rewatch this session over and over again. It's freaking hot in here. I'm gonna go shower. Please make sure you watch this session over again. Okay. And also thank you for not only being here at the start, but staying the entire time, right? We have a lot, and like, seriously, even if you don't have questions, right, you still stay here. That's the important part, right? So I genuinely appreciate that. I don't do this for my own freaking health, right? So if you're watching on the replay, I've also noticed since I've started mentioning it, a lot more of us have been hopping on, which I appreciate. If you're still a replay all-star, please be here live. And I'm talking to you specifically on the replay who's not live with me right now. get on the live calls, get on here and ask me questions. I don't know why you pay me and not get on these calls. I don't know why. I don't know why you do it. Right. So please, if you are one of those people, get on these calls and ask me questions. Okay. Because you need to be here. Okay. And I'm telling you, like, I'd rather you be here. Look, why does he want to be here? Is it less work for him? Yeah, it's less work for me if you're not here. But guess what? I want you to be here because you need to do well. Right. And if you're not going to be here, that you're like, we have the office hours, you have all the support in the world, but be here. Be here. Right. This is important to be here. Okay. I don't care how well you're doing or how high scaled you are, you'll never be bigger than your learning capabilities. Right. There are 1.5 million people who are smarter than me, who are better than me, right, who I continue to learn from. Right. It doesn't matter what you're doing a month, right? If you have multiple brands, you should be showing up, right? Or else you're going to stay at those numbers forever. Right. And obviously there's levels to this shit, is how the youngins like to say, right? But if you're trying to grow to the next level, you have to continue to challenge yourself. Right. So continue to challenge yourself and show the hell up. And other than that, I love you guys. Okay. Great freaking session. Okay. Seriously, great stuff all around. Thank you for staying until the end, guys. Okay. Please do me the favor of actually rewatching this. All right. Because one thing I realized, right? One thing I realized, and I want to mention it one more time. Right. Remember how we talked about how, like, all of us, we're all going to go to the gym in the morning and all this great stuff. Right. You guys, my pleasure, Robin. Right. We're all talking about, the only person that posted was Chris, right? About going to the gym in the morning. And look, like, Justin, like, relax. This is an econ program. I'm not going to tell you what to do and go to the gym. Okay. But I need you to be the best. I need you to be, like, in the best position mentally and, like, physically and everything you as possible. Because do you understand that when you pair that up with my systems and, like, you come to the sessions and you act like, that's what you need to do. Right. So please, I know this is not a fitness program. I know I'm the last person. I hate rah shit, but please, I don't care if it's the morning and the night, or if you're doing a walk or whatever, like whatever. Just, you need to get yourself active somehow if you're not already. And please take a photo of it and post it in Platinum, right? Because I want to see it myself, and you're going to inspire everyone else to do it. And then all of a sudden, everyone's going to start hitting the gym in the morning at the same freaking time or throughout the day, whatever. I've seen this shit happen in this exact community, where I get one person to start doing it, and then 2 people start doing it, and then literally the whole community is, like, getting jacked. Okay. And then all of a sudden you start to see the guy who was struggling, like, oh, he just had a breakthrough. Right. So, like, I literally want you guys to do it. Right. I know it's a weird ask, but just do it. Okay. Yeah. I appreciate that, Cynthia. Right. Cynthia, you did your walk. Right. Chris, you went to the gym, you did weight training. Right. You guys, just do it every day. Right. And just make a habit out of it and snap it. Right. It's not just one thing. Please do it consistently. Right. Because I'm telling you guys, when you get that side of yourself right and you challenge yourself, this stuff becomes very easy or easier. Right. It's never going to be easy. Right. It'll be easier. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And Chris, how do you feel right now? Do you, like, you probably feel like you just feel good when you work. You want to work more. You work more throughout the week, right? That's why I do it, guys. You think I don't want to just sit here and work and try to make more money? Like, it's obviously what I want to do, right? But I know if I go to the gym and I get myself right, I'm going to work better when I'm here, right? I'm going to work better when I'm on these calls. I'm going to work better when we're doing Platinum support. I'm going to work better when we're doing WhatsApp, whatever. Like, we have to put ourselves in a position to actually just, if you put yourself in every position possible to win and you just keep showing up, you're going to fucking win. Like, you just keep, like, literally, if you just keep casting, I forgot what I was watching, like, this really good podcast, but everything that you do that's, like, on this, like, you got the devil and the angel, right? You got the angel on your shoulder, and, like, the devil's trying to tell you to do bad things, right? Don't work, go hang out with your friends, where it's not bad. Like, and then the angel's like, no, stay inside, work, do what you have to do, get your job done. You got your family to support, all this, right? What you have to do is manage that dichotomy of your self-talk, right? If you can manage that self-talk and you can stay disciplined and do these things that we're talking about on a consistent basis, show up, right? Put in the damn work, go to the gym, all these things stack. You're casting votes to be that person. I'm telling you, like, you don't just wake up and you're the person. Like, you have to just keep casting as many votes as you possibly can in the direction of, like, the person or the business owner you want to be, right? And eventually you have so many votes casted, you would just literally be there. And that is how it works. Like it's never overnight. You have to like keep casting your votes and all like that you were there, right? So all that to say, just get our asses in the gym, guys. Let's do it. Let's get our butts in the gym, right? And if you don't do weight training or whatever for whatever reason, walk around, right? Give me 3 miles. Give me 3 miles a day. Screenshot the phone app. Show it to me, okay? That's what I want to see. Yeah, Rob, 100%, Robin, at 100%, right? And try to get like 3 miles a day, right? 3 miles a day, and I'm a happy camper, right? Yeah. Ron is freaking jacked now. Ron goes to like the UFC gym. I don't know if you guys have been looking at Ron lately, but this guy's actually getting jacked, right? You're posting photos, Ron. Your arms are freaking huge, right? And you look amazing, right? And you probably feel amazing. How do you think this guy can stay so focused every day? He has a million things on his plate, and he still manages to get it done and have more time to work on everything else that we do outside of this, right? It's because he's dialed. He has a schedule. He's organized. He's consistent, right? And the guy's going to the gym every day, and he's built discipline that he can't stop, right? Just doing that gym shit, right? It builds discipline everywhere else. So, Ron, you're leading by example as well, and I appreciate that, right? Fletcher says, just have you tried a floating sauna? You sit in the water and you just jump straight into the ocean. That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. I think I need to come to Australia for that. Here in US, you're lucky if they give you a steam room, right? Or a sauna, you know. But I'll definitely try it. Never tried it yet, Fletch. Chris said, honestly, ChatGPT was also great to build a workout routine. Yeah, it's so I used to buy workout routines, so like Muscle Farm back in the day, because guys, my obsession used to be the gym and everything, right? And I'm telling you, if you just please do it. Just please do it. It says, thank you, Justin. Appreciate your time. Look forward to blowing up soon. Definitely done to volunteer for your nonprofit anytime. We out to Florida too. No, 100%. And you're saying great movement, by the way. Great movement. I love to see that. And yeah, I appreciate that. And if anyone like actually like wants to, you know, be part of like shoot me a message, I would love to shoot me a message on like Instagram or Facebook or somewhere or WhatsApp, right? Not in the Zoom chat, because I want to make a list of all the names. Appreciate you, Gerson. 100%, Ron. Ryan said that's 25 to 30K steps at work Monday through Friday. That's sick. Yeah, Ron goes every day, right? And this kid's dialed. Rob said, I'll post to make my 7 Rob, and you're actually in really good shape. It's very impressive, Rob. You look incredibly good, right? Emmanuel, I've actually never been there, but I had team members and clients out there. Because I think Justin would find the weather in Hardin. Yeah, that's like because Jersey. I went to New York and it was just like gray in the sky all the time, and I need that good energy here in Florida. So, all right, so guys, all I want to know is that you're gonna get your ass in the gym. I don't care if you're new like Hasim or you've been with me for a bit, right? Like Chris, get your butt in there, right, and make it happen, okay? Because I'm telling you, it will translate. And to be honest with you, like I need all the help I can get with getting you where you need to be. So get your ass in the gym, please. Okay, I need all the help I can get, seriously. And if you're not going to the gym, you're eating like shit, right? You're making my life harder, right? So get in the gym, eat healthy, right? Don't hang out with idiots, right? And just keep a level head, right? And do what you got to do, okay? Because my goal here is to get you right in more ways than one, primarily e-commerce in your businesses. But while we're at it, we might as well do the other things too, okay? I appreciate. And for anyone who's already going, like John, still post it. It's easy to post if you're already there. Just post it. It's going to start to catch like fire. Other than that, guys, great session here today. We're going to post replay. Ron, if you can, bro, just don't forget to make that post. You could do it in the replay post, but just tell everyone mandatory. Everyone has to watch the replay, right? And then comment below the post, right? Because we went through a nuanced version of our system today, and I want everyone updated with that, okay? Perfectamundo. Thank you, sir. Okay. And other than that, guys, we are good to go. Great stuff overall, guys. That concludes today's long form Q&A. And yep, Ron, we were good. Again, one more time, mandatory replay post. We're going to have that posted inside of Platinum right now. Everyone just make sure you rewatch it. Okay. Is a mandatory rewatch. And you're also going to post yourselves in the gym. Also, if anyone needs any extra support, help, one-on-one, anything, we're here to provide it and bend over our ass backwards for you, and we're going to make it happen. So if anyone needs anything additional or extra, please reach out on WhatsApp. We're here, and we'll make it happen, guys. We'll literally make it happen. So, you know, I'm excited for this year. I've been so just busting my ass constantly this year, and like that's what I like to do, right? That's what I like to do, and I've seen us doing it as well. And like I said, I've seen the signs. I think it's going to be a sick rest of the year if I had to. And honestly, a lot of the time when there's like craziness happening in the world, a lot of the time that's when I see the indicators and then things stop. And then that's when things start to blow up and take off. Right. So, keep that in mind. I am seeing some good indicators of a great rest of the year in Q4. So other than that, have a good rest of your day, guys. Love y'all. Amazing session here today. Let's all jump into platinum now. We'll get rock and roll and continue to forward move it. And if anyone needs anything from myself and Ron, we're literally available right now at this very second. Just shoot us a message and we got you. But other than that, guys, have a good rest of your day. Amazing session. Thank you guys all for the amazing words and thank you for staying on the entire time. Appreciate that more than you guys know. But other than that, have a good day, guys. Enjoy it.